All right, peace, y'all. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Let's dive into it. Been gone for a minute. It feels good to be back on alive. It feels good to be back touching the people, having conversations with the people. Before I left, we was on a roll. It was my plan. It was my intention to do 30 days straight. However, like I said before I left, it slipped my mind that I had a vacation plan. And the area that I went, I want to talk about this vacation, very interesting vacation. The area that I went to, terrible service, however, so I wouldn't have been able to do a live or complete a live even if I wanted to, because the reception was just god awful in the area that I was in. But I'm back. And nevertheless, maybe I'll attempt to do that another time, stretch myself one more time, attempt to do more of these things. The more you do something, the better you get at it, doing it. That was the purpose of me doing this, to stretch myself, right? To see if I can run for 30 days straight. We got to 19. So we did really well. It was very informative. We picked up a lot of new people who may have not heard about us. That is another reason why we do these things, to further put out the message, to further bring excitement towards this space of land investing. Before we get into this topic, that is the whole goal of the Acre Boys, is to make this space look cool, to make this space seem sexy, because truly it really is. Once we peel back all that it offers, right? It really is. But for our culture, right? We're cultural people. Things need to be cool to get everybody involved. So that's why we go so hard with putting the message out there, so this can catch on, and this is turns into a normal conversation in our community, buying, selling land, utilizing land, farming land, everything that comes with this space. That is why we do what we do. So let's start there. I did go on vacation. I had a great time on my vacation. I went to Panama. Had the luxury of spending 6.5 days in Panama. Panama, if you haven't been to Panama, what they have done in Panama is nothing short of amazing. So if you have been, you probably know these things already. Panama sits next to the Atlantic, or in between the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean. So Panama has old Panama on one side, and now they have new Panama. Why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because we've been preaching this for a long time, since we've came to social with this message that yes, we can build and begin new societies, new cities. And that is exactly what they did in Panama. They built a new city. So old Panama was pretty much constructed with a lot of churches, a lot of buildings, not high risers, just buildings. Nice area. Old Panama, nice area, nevertheless. But New Panama, they calling it the Miami of Central America. New Panama, they have built in 2010. They constructed this. So it's not like this is something that's been 50 years ago, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, right? This was built in 2010. They built New Panama, Panama City, skyscrapers, large buildings, banks, etc. And they built it on top of the Pacific Ocean. Outstanding what they've done. So don't let people tell you that you can't go and build a new city, because you absolutely can. It's still being done to this day. People are doing it right underneath your nose. So don't make this an overwhelming thing like it can't be done. Clearly, it takes a lot of insight. Clearly, it takes a lot of effort. It's going to take some resources, but it could be done. That case in point, Panama City, if you Google it, it was built 2010, and so on and so forth. It's a whole city, and it is really, really nice. So that's the point that I wanted to drive home with that, because I want our culture to do that. And what does that start with? It starts with land. There's places that there's vacant land when you can go and do this yourself, or we can do it ourselves, right? Then from there, so I posed the question to people, right? Because people see you move around and people see you doing things, and people admire it, and I admire the fact that they admire it, right? But they want to be involved, and I always pose the question, like, how successful do you really want to be? Because you know what type of effort that it takes to move everything that we have going on. It takes a lot of effort. Before I left, we was on a 19-day run of doing lives. Why do we do that? To service our audience, right? To service our, I don't get paid to do lives. I'm not getting paid to do this. This is to promote our business and to service our audience, right? So then I went on vacation for 6 days, right? Thank God, right? We can take vacations. I went on vacation for 6 days. I came home, 6-hour flight, 5.5-hour flight. I came home on a Saturday, right back out the door on a Sunday to go and speak at the State of the People tour in Atlanta. I didn't really get a whole lot of sleep when I came home on Saturday. My beard was a little shabby. You want to present yourself well, so had to get a haircut. Didn't really get a chance, barely had a chance to unpack. Then I was right back out the door, headed to Atlanta at 3:45 in the morning. So this is a glimpse of what these schedules look like. And you too can just let people know that what I'm really saying is that to be successful, there's a lot of input that's not on social media that people don't see that goes into this, right? No. But nevertheless, we're not complaining. We're up for the task and we get it done, right? So State of the People talk in Atlanta, dynamic. A lot of great speakers was there. We was in attendance, and we need more of venues like that. It was empowering. You got a chance to see um, all age ranges, from college students all the way up to elderly people who was there in attendance and support, just saying that we need to get our act together on a whole as a front, right? That's what the State of the People tour represents, right? That we need to come together, keep our resources in our community, collaborate, have a collaborative effort on projects like buying land and building out subdivisions and creating new cities. That's what that's for. It's an empowerment tour, right? So we spoke at the State of the People tour on Sunday. In fact, Jay spoke Saturday. We rarely do speaking engagements separately, but this time he had to hold it down separately. He spoke on Saturday. We both came in and we spoke on Sunday, and we stayed in Atlanta. This is a recap of what's been going on in our lives over the last week and a half, too, right? So we stayed in Atlanta. Why did we stay in Atlanta? Because we do a lot of business in Atlanta. A lot of our business partners are in Atlanta. Our principal farmer lives in Atlanta. We're working on Acre Boys Farming. So we stayed and we filmed content for Acre Boys Farming. Let's pause with Acre Boys Farming. That is our new product line that's coming up shortly. I don't have a definitive date, but it's coming up shortly. We're working vigorously to get it together, to present a nice package to the people. So it's something that they could take advantage of and something that they can actually utilize. Tangible assets is what we're offered. Tangible assets is what we want to be involved in. I'm not into the fluff of mind games. We want to present to you things that will actually move the needle. So Acre Boys Farming, I don't have to explain to you how important it is to be able to grow your own food. Now, with Acre Boys Farming, whether you live up north, whether you live south, whether you know anything about farming, this is really going to be designed for beginners. We're trying to simplify this like it was farming for dummies. Like me, I don't have any knowledge of farming, but I'm learning as we go along. So this is who this is going to cater to. It's going to cater to beginners that want to learn how to farm, learn how to plant, learn how to grow, whether you have land in your ownership or whether you live in an apartment building. We'll show you how to do it regardless of your situation. It could be done. So that's Acre Boys Farming. Be on the lookout for Acre Boys Farming. Just stay in touch. We don't have a release date, but we are working vigorously on Acre Boys Farming. I think it's going to be a dynamic program. I know it's going to be because I'm involved in it and I'm watching it come to life. So these are the kind of things. We'll show you how to get the land. Acre Boys Farming will show you what to do with the land once you have that land. We'll be growing everything from vegetables, from fruits to plants. Everything will be involved in this course. We won't get into the more advanced stuff to after we finish teaching you how to grow. Advanced stuff would be, how to raise cow, horses, and chickens and bees and things like that. It's also in the course, but let's start there. Let's get that first. Let's just learn how to grow. And for those that want to move a lot faster, we do offer that. All right. So that's Acre Boys Farming. What else do we have? Masterclass coming up. We're back home now. So after we film, we come back home. Oh, let's not skip the line. So I come back home and I come back home to my community. My community is what I focus on the most. We train on every Wednesday. That's buying land. That's buying and selling land. That's acquiring land. That's land and legacy. That is the name of our community. Acre Boys presents land and legacy. So we come back home to that. I come back home to my community, do our weekly presentations. It felt good to tap back in with them because we rarely miss those trainings. But if I'm not in the country with no service, I can't do the trainings. So we canceled it for that week. So it was good to come back and touch bases with my community, which they're doing well, which we're doing well, right? I came back home. I closed the deal out. I closed out on a 19 acre that we bought for $50,000. No, did we pay 50? $52,000. 19 acres that we picked up for $52,000. We listed it on the market for $160,000. That is a nice deal. I like those deals. I think anybody would be glad to have that deal. Potentially making upwards of $100,000 on the deal. Great, happy, excited about it. On to the next deal. The beauty of the deal is that my 5K club put the money up for the deal. Now, once we sell that deal, I get a chance to break bread with members of my community. That's that collaborative effort that we were speaking about, right? That's that fun and self-funding your own deals and keeping everything in-house. That's what I really like about that deal. I like when I can do deals with my own community. So that's our deal. That's the Acre Boys deal that was funded by my community. So it's all in-house. We have total control over the deal. We have total control of the funds. So that's what we're trying to continue to curate, right? We're looking for like-minded people that understand the language that we're speaking, right? Because this is the wave that we should be on. 10 is better than 9. 11 is better than 10. We need to move as a unit. We can do bigger, better deals when there's more people and more resources involved, right? We're in the season. 'Tis the season of pushing the envelope to increase resources. If you're not money motivated, what are you? It's something that we deal with on a daily basis. We're highly motivated this season. All right. So we're looking for other money motivated people, because I always say, and I'll continue to say, I don't think we talk about money enough in our community. How do you deal with something on a daily basis and don't understand the principles of how it works and never have discussions about it? Make it make sense to me. How don't you have a daily conversation about money? And it's something that you either, one, deal with on a daily basis, two, go to work for on a daily basis, but you never have conversation about it. There's no strategies. There's no plan on how to earn it, how to keep it, how to grow it. Make it make sense to me. It doesn't. But we're professionals at spending it. Even changing that word, spending it. The word that we like to use is circulating it, because we use the word circulating it because we intend on it coming back. So we circulate the money. And what you should be doing is what other coaches do. They circulate it amongst themselves, not amongst other people. So it never comes back into your culture. That's a whole nother conversation, though. Masterclass this Thursday. Comment the word masterclass to get the link to show up this Thursday for the masterclass. We skipped out on our masterclasses the last 2 weeks. We're back with another masterclass this Thursday. This masterclass will be in conjunction with our good brother and friend, 19 Keys. He'll be a part of this Thursday's masterclass. All right. So he probably would come in and say a couple of words, but we're in conjunction with 19 Keys on this Thursday's masterclass. Comment the word masterclass. If you're on YouTube or if you're on Facebook, the link should be down below. You can get yourself registered for this Thursday's masterclass by using that link. If you're on Instagram, simply comment the word masterclass. You'll get the registration link. Show up. What it'll look like that day, you'll spend about an hour, 10 minutes with us. We'll present to you everything that we do, everything that we talk about on these lives. If it makes sense to you, right, you'll opt into our program, and then we'll work together. You'll be a part or have the opportunity to be a part of our 5K club. You'll have the opportunity to come along and do deals with the Acre Boys and do some of the same deals that you saw our other investors do. All right. So masterclass, comment that. If you're on Facebook, link is down below. All right. Otherwise, we're back home. I'm ready to work. I got good energy. My birthday was yesterday. My brother is getting up there. Getting up there. Birthday was yesterday. Had a great time. I went and saw a play. I went and saw Sinners. I know that's what everybody been talking about, the topic of Sinners. I thought it was a good movie. I'm not going to go too deep into that. Thought it was a good movie. Me, myself, I gave it an 8 out of 10. Probably need to watch it again. I'm sure I missed all of the parables that they were trying to portray in that movie, but I gave it an 8 out of 10 for my first time seeing it. I recommend anybody else that's into watching movies, go see it. It's a good movie, my opinion. So I went to the movies, went out to dinner, had a great time. Back home. Anytime I have birthdays, it's like it resets me, re-energizes me, because we don't have a lot of time. Like, time is something that we take for granted, and we feel like we can always get it done, or we'll kick the can down the road. I'll get it done later. And I'm here to say that later is not promise, right? Only thing that is promise is death. So older you get, closer you get to death, and that is the goal for all of us. But in between time, let's set some realistic goals while we're living and breathing. Let's set those goals and hit those goals. So that's the type of time that I'm on. And that's what the conversation I had with myself this morning during my morning meditation. Let's set those goals. All right. Whatever that is. If your goal is to start a podcast, why get it done? If your goal is to flip a piece of land, get it done. I'm the no excuse type of brother. Get it done. Why isn't it working for you? And this is the same thing that I tell myself. If your goal is to get out of your place of employment, get it done. Why aren't these things happening for you? Effort, consistency, discipline. Effort, consistency, discipline, belief, showing up, taking advantage of opportunities. All of these things, we miss out on so much opportunities that they're right there. They're right at the push of a button. Any opportunity is 2025. Anything that you want to get done is at the push of a button. You just have to have the discipline and the consistent mindset to stay with it and stick with it until it comes into fruition. And last but not least, State of the People Power Tour will be in Newark, New Jersey, 13th and the 14th. We will be on that stop 13th and the 14th. If you are in that area, go to on Instagram. They have their own page, State of the People Power Tour. They have an Instagram page. Instructions on how you can register for that stop is there. Get yourself registered to come and see some of these speakers in person. Come see the Acre Boys in person. We'll be there on the 13th and 14th speaking at that stop. All right. It's a great tour. It's an empowerment tour. So show up, support the tour, support that movement, and come meet us in person. We'll love to meet you in person. All right. So I just wanted to jump on, give a recap of everything that has been going on. Let me put this out there too. We did a post today about consultations for farms. If you're looking to learn how to start farming in your yards, we offer that as well. Acre Boys Consulting, Acre Boys Farm Consulting. All right. We'll come out. We'll take a look at your property. We'll have a phone call and we'll put something on paper, right? And my principal farmer, he'll guide you through everything that you need to get done to get your farm track number. Your farm track number will reduce your taxes. He'll show you what needs to go on that land and all of those things like that. So Acre Boys Consultant is something else that we do offer, and that's live now too. Just reach out and we'll have a conversation. We'll put a proposal together for you, and you'll take it from there. And yes, it doesn't make a difference what state that you're in. So welcome back, Ray. Ray is back in town. Ray is going to attempt to do more lives more frequently. Jay will do the same. So look out for the lives. Text that number 1-877-250-7778 for those that's ready to get started today. Text that only if you're ready to get started today. If you need more information, you can shoot over an email or you can send over a direct message and somebody can respond to you that way. But for those that's ready to get started, right, don't hesitate, because as always, as I've always stated, especially now, it's a great time to be buying land. I just stated to you and told you a few minutes ago that we just closed on 19 acres that has the potential of bringing home over $100,000. And we closed on that last week. How did we do that? By being active, by being in the game. All right. So get yourself in the game so you can position yourself to stand a chance at landing those kind of deals, because they're out there. And right now they're really out there because this country is at a heightened state because of who the president is and all the different changes that he's bringing and has brought to the table. So people look to feel comfortable and liquidate things that they're not using at times like this, i.e. vacant land. All right. And that's when we come in and we service you and show you how to take advantage of that. All right. So enjoy the rest of this day. We'll tap back in tomorrow. I gave a lot of instructions. Join something, do something, right? If anything that I said today resonated with you on any level, take advantage of something. Consulting play, masterclass, text the number if you're ready to get started. Let's be proactive. All right. Peace, love.